Gratitude, gratitude, peace and blessings. Peace and love. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing this evening? Gratitude, family, gratitude. Peace, peace. Guys, give me a second here. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about tonight. All right. What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings. Gratitude to the family. Gratitude to the family. Peace and blessings. All right. Got some interesting questions already. All right, family. Welcome back. Peace and blessings. Thank you guys for being here on another YouTube video. Right? Wanted to come on tonight and hang with you guys. It's been at least a week since we had our event. Okay. And I definitely have to start out saying thank you to everyone who came out to the events. The events was great. Right? We ran out of seats. Right? We ran out of seats at the event. The event was great. I'm going to say thank you again later in the video, but I want to say thank you now for all the people who are here now. Thank you so much for coming out, supporting, giving the Gisu to the tribe, to the tribal family. I want to ask that you guys don't share anything from the event. Keep it to yourself. You came, it's for you. Shout out to the tribal members as well. We had a great event the next day on the land. It probably was the best event ever that we ever had. You know what I mean? We had a great time on the land. It was probably the best events ever. It's not even probably, it definitely was the best event and the best tribal gathering we had on the land ever. Somebody said, where was the event? The event was in Houston. But our tribal, we always get together the next day at our tribal, go on our tribal land, and it was great. All right. It was great, family. I want to say thank you to my young brother and a tribal member, tribal officer, Brother GJ, Brother Suncloud. We call him Brother Suncloud, who did an excellent job. He spoke first before me. He was talking about fascia and different things you can do for your health and how it relates to your health. Shout out to brother GJ SunCloud. He did an excellent job. I'm so proud of him. You know what I mean? He was a natural. Right. I want to say thank you to brother GJ for coming out. I mean, brother Dreamwise for coming out. Always good to see you and sister D Ray, his wife. Always good to see you guys. Um, who else? Brother, what's the brother name? Rob Blackstorm came out. Shout out to him. Shout out to you, brother. It was a pleasure meeting you for the first time. Thank you for coming out and supporting. I appreciate that. And there was a lot of people that was there that texted me later that didn't, it was a line of people, a lot of people with stuff, a lot of stuff going on. So I understand people couldn't talk to me right away, but thank you all for coming out. Right? Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate the love and support. You know what I mean? But this was a really good one, family. And I promise y'all the next one will be better. It will only get better and better from here. I really love having the events in the shrine. We probably will have them in the shrine. I got a few backups just in case, but it was a good time, family. So once again, shout out to everybody, brother GJ, everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who I just mentioned for coming out and supporting, or excuse me, coming out, being there. Yeah, if y'all don't know brother GJ, y'all gonna probably get to know him real soon. He's a very intelligent young brother. He's our assistant land manager. And he's even on the land, he's walking around barefoot. You know what I'm saying? Full of energy. It was so dope, fam. All right. So I want to say thank you for that. It's been a week. I've been my last tribal member just left today. I was still entertaining tribal members on Saturday. You understand? So I've been busy. You know what I mean? Been busy, family. So somebody said there's ads on this. Yeah, there's ads on a lot of my videos. So thank you all. All right. So we're gonna do a Q&A today. And I'll get back to talking about the event some more. But we're gonna do a Q&A today. But once again, I want to say thank you to my last day. I want to say thank you to all my tribal members, all right, for coming out, supporting, you know what I mean, doing what y'all do. We got some good stuff coming up for 2026 that we're working on now. Some really good stuff. And I'm really excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Peace and love. What up, Chief? That was a long line. Yeah, it was a long line, fam. But what y'all don't know, if y'all have stayed around, we all went outside to the parking lot and we was kicking it out there. So, you know what I mean? So yes, my words create my world. And my world is bright. So as I speak, let there be lights. Let there be lights. Let there be lights. Fiat Lux. Fiat Lux, family. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see here. Shout out to brother Roderick Martin. Yes, thank you. Yes, shout out to my brother Roderick Martin for coming out. Roderick Martin, thank you so much for coming out. And he brought a few people with him as well. So thank you to all of his members that came out. I appreciate that. And shout out to my brother Roderick Martin. He also came to show support and love. My wife and him and I had a great conversation. Okay. Wonderful, family. Thank you all. Next year we'll have food. We'll have a longer event. We'll have food. This was about a 4.5 hour event. All right. So let's answer the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this super chat. Hi, brother Yosef. My child is showing signs of autism at 2. Is there anything I can do about it? My dad says it's happening because I'm an idol worshiper. Well, that's kind of disrespectful. A child having autism has nothing to do with idol worship. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with people who are not idol worshippers or whatever your father calls it. Kids get autism. Christian people, Islamic people, everybody's kids get autism. A lot of people's kids get autism, right? I can't answer that for you, family, because I'm not a medical professional, right? I'm not a medical professional. I don't claim to be or any of that, family. So that's not a question I can answer for you. You know what I mean? But if you do a consultation with me, I can send you to somebody that can probably answer that question better in the future. All right. But I can't answer that question for you. Okay, family. If the baby already has autism, I don't want to say it because I don't want them to shut this video off. But we could talk about that offline, family. All right. And I hate that, your father is saying stuff like that. I apologize. That's crazy. That's crazy, fam. It's kind of bad. But some people's family members think like that. Some people's family members think like that. I wanted to ask, if someone randomly gives you a reading for free, should you go with it? Are there any risks? I feel like it's suspicious of them to for this. I feel like it's suspicious of them to do this. You meant okay. Somebody may be trying to give you a reading for free just to get their, you know, uh, get their status up, to let people get to know them more. But I would not recommend people offering free readings on Facebook. Sometimes those could be scams. You know what I mean? So there's people that has even taken my likeness and tried to scam people. And some of them people really think I did it. Even though I tell people clearly I don't do readings, people still think I scammed them. People will literally take my page and try to scam people with it. And a lot of people who have YouTube channels understand that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of foreign people that try to do that. So I wouldn't take a free reading, family. That's just me. Uh let's see here. Chief, I read that the Diamond Sutra is taught or recited in an area that becomes consecrated. Can you elaborate on that? So you're saying that the Diamond Sutra is recited or taught in an area that becomes consecrated. Are you trying to say that if you speak the Diamond Sutra, the area becomes consecrated? I want to be clear on what you're saying, right? The sutras, Diamond Sutra, one of the hardest ones to find is the Cloud Sutra. The sutras are these teachings that comes through the tantric sciences, right? For all you who thinks tantric is about sex, you need to get into the sutras, and you will see the tantric system is a lot more than that. It's really about learning how to merge energy, right? The merging of energies. And if you understand the sutras, there are secrets inside the sutras. Even if you scan the sutras, meaning that if you just look at it, whether you understand the language or not, you receive some type of subconscious energy from that, from the sutras. Yes, the Diamond Sutra has the ability to bless an area, yes. But I would say not just bless, but also protect an area. Just hang it up. I have a sutra hanging on my wall right now, the Love Sutra, hanging on my wall, So just having it around blesses an area. The Love Sutra is very powerful, by the way. So I talked about these sutras very heavily more in the Buddha Force lecture. And I want to apologize to people who's looking for some of my classes, the Dragon Magic 103, and the one that I have been saying I'm going to upload for the past year and never uploaded it yet. The Quantum Body lecture, that's going to be coming soon too, family. So please be patient. I know, but it's coming. All right. So yes, you can recite that. It's pretty long to recite, but you can also just put it into an area, and it can also bless and consecrate the area as well and protect an area. Anytime you see anything in the scriptures, Hindu text or the Asian, like different types of Chinese texts that talks about diamond body or diamond sutra, that has a lot to do with protection, right? The diamond body deals with the diamond realm. Yes, there's a diamond realm. A lot of demons live in a diamond realm. Some of y'all like, well, wait a minute, brother Yosef, why would I want to be in a diamond? You don't understand what a demon is. I'm going to explain that in my next YouTube video that I want to do for you guys coming up. Not just about demons, but about divinity. What does it mean to be a god? Right? People have a misconception of what it means to be a god. Some people feel like they can hide where they lack. And just because nobody in the world sees who they really are, that they can hide behind that and do things and think that they're gods. You're only fooling yourself, because the true gods see you. You know what I'm saying? The true gods see you, your intention. So what am I trying to say is that you can approach spirituality, or even something like you could approach spirituality in a certain way where you're actually building the wrong type of spiritual body. Some people may not think it's the wrong type of body, right? Some people may think the demonic body can be the right type of body. Whatever you think. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with a demon. I don't practice left-hand path, but if you do, just make sure you get the right teacher. That's all I always tell people. Don't go around playing with stuff you don't understand. If you can evolve in a left-hand path, go for it. As long as you evolve, that's all Brother Yosef care about. I care about evolution. That's why for the past year, you guys have heard my whole speech change on YouTube. Some of y'all still come on here, give me a ritual and a spell, Brother Yosef, and I want a ritual. I could do that all day if I'm trying to sell stuff to you, which is fine, right, for some people. But if I want to see you grow, if I care about your growth, I'm going to tell you the truth. And that may challenge you. So if you want to be spiritually challenged, keep coming here. Somebody's asking me questions about other spiritual teachers. Don't do that. I don't talk about other spiritual teachers. Everybody has their own way of. I feel like you asking about other spiritual teachers, you're messy. I feel like you're a negative person. Don't ask me about other spiritual teachers, because I don't know. I know a few of them, but if you like them, you like them. Everybody has their way of teaching. I feel like you're trying to be negative if you're asking about other spiritual teachers. All right. That's something I'll never talk about in public. All right. Because I'm a man of peace. I mind my business. But what I'm saying is I want to focus on evolution. Right. I want you guys to evolve. So that's why, if you notice over the past year, I've been talking a lot about your mind and mentalism and developing your mystic mind, the mystic path. I've been talking a lot about those things because it's time for evolution. All right. I want to say shout out to Sister Myra. Man, when I went to the 90 for God Fest, that's the main person I wanted to meet. I never got a chance to meet her. But a lot of what she say comes true, y'all. Sister Myra. Right? She was on Brother Rick's show, I think, last week. And she was really breaking down some stuff about the future and what type of energy is getting ready to happen on the planet. Okay? And the type of energy that is getting ready to happen on the planet, she talks about how it's going to have a lot to do with your character. Ooh, that was powerful. Your character. What in the world have Brother Yosef been teaching for the past year? Get your mind right, right? Have good morals and good character. Why in the world would I just want to start teaching stuff like that? Because when you walk a certain path with a certain mindset, it's going to help you evolve and grow. When you leave this world, it's not about how many rituals you know. It's about what type of mindset you have. I personally know people who are very negative mindset, but they put on a mask and pretend like they have it together, pretend like they are not, have no mental issue. It's going to catch up with you. It's just a matter of time. Right? Just a matter of time. So we push now, I push, right? Tribology, right? Which is the word I came up with, that it pretty much is a word that's dealing with the science of family, the science of change, the science of getting your mind together to be a part of an organization or to be a part of a family or a tribe, whatever you want. So it's not, this book is not to make you join my tribe. This book is to, it can do that, but it also is about helping the people change their minds, period. It gives you few key things to think about. You're talking to a person who used to be extremely suicidal. If I can come from a mindset of wanting to take my own life and not finding value in my life, I feel like I can relate to people, show them how to overcome that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, family. So that's where we're going now. Some of y'all don't want to hear that because some people like magic. The idea of magic from the perspective of give me a ritual. Well, rituals only put band-aids on stuff. Rituals are dope and they have their moments. But as you grow spiritually, it's about becoming mystical and you becoming a spell yourself, if that makes sense. All right. How do I begin exploring the left hand path? I recommend you finding a teacher. That's all I can tell you, family. Have you used dicing and goggles to see auras? Yes, I was just giving away a couple months ago on my Patreon. I was showing people the goggles. I have a pair of those goggles. They work. If you can already see spirits, that kind of expands it slightly, but they don't work. And I don't think they personally work in the way that they promote it. But if it will, I think if you have them on enough, you will develop. Eventually, your conscious mind will see what you're trying to see, right? What you're subconsciously trying to see. I think they can see aura slightly. You got to really, really pay attention. Um, how is metaphysics and quantum physics tandem with each other? So metaphysics and quantum physics are kind of different because meta is about beyond or higher, and the quantum is more about going within. It's more about the unseen realm. But if you think about it, whether you go out or beyond or inward, it's all kind of pretty much the same thing. You can get into the astral world through the quantum world. Yes. Yes, you can. And you can get in by studying metaphysics, you can learn also how to enter the astral world. So, in my opinion, the quantum is a more scientific way of saying, you know, metaphysics, in my opinion. It is a more logical way, dealing with more logic. You know, metaphysics doesn't deal with logic that much. You know what I mean? Or the ego. Peace and blessings. Yes, I'm doing well, family. What planets have you been on and what's your favorite? I haven't been to many planets. I think I went to Venus one time, played at Venus. I met the goddess Venus. I've been to Mars before. Mars is definitely, the inside of Mars is definitely active, very active. And I would definitely say our government knows it. Because our government goes there, right? The inside of Mars is definitely active. And I don't think I've been in any of the planets. I've been inside the sun, fifth dimension, if you want to call that a planet. You should. Or let's call it a realm of existence. I've been to the fifth dimension, right? And the highest dimension I've been to personally is the sixth dimension. The dimension of where the ascended masters tend to go, which is the sixth dimension. Uh Usually I wouldn't talk about this, but because you know I talked about it on my Patreon and the master has retired, I'll talk about it. I remember you talking about you had a dream with Master Gibson and he gave you a healing potion. Have you used it since? Well, he didn't give me a healing potion. He called me on stage. This happened back in July. For those who don't know, Master Gibson called me on stage in a dream, a very lucid dream, and someone else I know closely actually also had the dream. the same dream, right? Um, and he gave me the ability to give blessings. So it wasn't a healing potion; it was the ability to give blessings. Um, and I'm still working on making sure I can do that, right? I don't want to just do it. I want to work on plants, work on animals, and work on things to make sure I can slowly develop this gift of blessings. So that's what I was given. It wasn't a healing potion; it was the gift to grant blessings to people, and that was a gift I received from the master back in July. Was it June or July? It was June or July. I think it was July. Thoughts on people astral traveling, battling negative spirits in the realm. What are my thoughts on people astral traveling to battle negative spirits? It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. I don't know what you want me to tell you with that, family, but it happens. People battle spirits. You know, I don't think people understand how to do it, but most people do. Um, how much do how much do others' mind affect you if your mind is the all? How much do other people's mind affect you? It's all about how much you let it affect you. You see what I'm saying? It's about how much you let it affect you, right? You can have a person that can hate your guts and wish bad on you, but if you don't let it affect you, it won't even affect you. I got people right now trying to get my who I know don't like me that's trying to get my attention, right? And you don't let stuff like that affect you. You see what I'm saying? You have to ignore things. It's all about what you allow. Some people's mind is very negative, and you can't come down to their level, right? You can't come down to their level, family. They're gonna do everything they can to tear you down, and they have to answer to the gods about that afterwards. And they could put their mask on and act like nothing happened, right? But they have to answer to the gods about that. You know, you didn't do anything. I see the laughing emojis. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I ain't talking about nobody y'all know. You know what I'm saying? But we all go through personal stuff in our life with our friends, our family, with our friends and our family. You know what I mean? And some people will go behind your back and try to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Hoping that you don't find out, and then you find out. This is how sick some people are in their mind. They stay up all night thinking about you. You know what I mean? You can't let it affect you because they can't win. They have to give an answer to what they believe in. Then they put it on the front like they still in walking in their divinity. It's so funny, man. Because nobody else sees it. But you catch them and then they still pretend like they're divine. You know what I mean? So this is the stuff I deal with, y'all. One day I'll tell a big story about this in the future. You know what I mean? But I want to warn people, as you grow, you can't take everybody with you. Okay? You're going to challenge people. You got to hold people accountable. You can't take people with you. Some people think my life is perfect. I go through things like everybody else. And I'm trying to let y'all know you can't take people with you. Some people can't handle the responsibility of where you're going. So in their mind, they'll make up stuff to make it look like they're justified. But they all got to give an account one day. That's the crazy part. Be careful out here. Really get to know people, family. And understand that as you grow and develop, you probably can't take the ones you love with you. And you got to be okay with that. If you're okay with it, it won't hurt you. It won't bother you. It'll hurt them, right? But it won't bother you, family. Let's see here. Peace and love, brother Yosef. I would like to know. I woke up at 6 a.m., but it wasn't 6 a.m. when I woke up again. It was 3 a.m. What is that called? I feel like I woke up in a different realm and went back. You probably did. I'm pretty sure you did. Do you know every morning you wake up? This is the truth. It happens as you think, actually. It happens on a subconscious level as you think, but it becomes a reality as you leave your body and you come back to the realm. What am I talking about? I'm talking about when you practice death, when you go to sleep at night, you practice death. Based on the decisions you've made throughout the day, when you wake up, your reality is totally different. When you wake up, my reality is totally different from 6 months ago. One day you wake up, a person could be in your life saying that they love you and they respect you, and then the next minute the person could be gone. They're not even there. This is the reality. I want you guys to understand that. And that's because you woke up in a new reality based on the decisions you made prior, the day before. So you're waking up in a new body. And that every morning you wake up is a new opportunity to fix it or a new opportunity to change things. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is, family. It's a new opportunity. Some people don't see it that way. They get up, they keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Or they put on a mask and hide. I gotta keep bringing that up. You know what I'm saying? And they hide and they pretend like everything's okay and they still messed up on the inside. Every day is a new work, is a new way to fix it and challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, you're not going to grow. You ain't going to grow, fam. So what I'm saying is, yes, it's very true. You could have woken up in a new universe. Very true. I'm not waking up in the same universe I woke up in 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It's a whole nother universe now. And in this universe, I have a lot more responsibility. That's how you grow, taking on responsibility, family. Can you burn ancestor money anywhere, like on the beach, without a house? Or do you need an altar? You can actually burn ancestor money anywhere, family. Absolutely. If you have an ancestor altar, the money knows where to go. But you have to be a lot more direct when you burn it, like in the middle of somewhere where you're sending the money. Let me see. Sister, let me see. Laverne, I answered that question already. Let me see. What just happened? What exactly did you feel once encountered that angel that smirked at you? Um, you don't feel normal. You know what you feel is not normal, fam. I'm trying to understand. Some of y'all misunderstand my stories. I don't know what you mean smirked, or like I don't understand that question, fam. You talking about the time I encountered my first angel? It kind of looked at me. Then I don't think it smirked at me. It looked at me. I don't understand what you mean, fam. Somebody said, "Can you tell me what created all the angels? What you call creator? There's different creators, but Universal Prime Creator created what you would call the angels, and also gods, elder gods, powerful gods. They can create their own angels, and there's different angels that have different responsibilities. Some gods, well, all of the gods really, they have an angel that simply reports back and forth to Creator what they're doing, and then they have their own personal angels. Uh, what are some beginner to intermediate techniques to develop your light body and silver body? And what are some ways to know these two are activating? Well, Legacy Sigma, if you've been the first way I answer that question is you got to go back and watch my, because I'm not gonna give it away for free, but you got to go back and watch my it was the Mystic Mind conference with me and Brother Dreamwise. I think that's on my one of my websites. Uh let me see for sure. I'll let you know for sure if that's up there. Yes, it is up there. Mystic Mind. KeoeMinistries.org. KeoWee Ministries.org. All right. I talk about in that lecture how to start your silver body practice. When I started my silver body practice, that's one of the first ways that my aura started to develop. Okay. My aura started to develop. These little look like rainbow orbs started popping up. Sometimes you see one or two, right? One or two that will pop up in my aura. Um, and then I stopped because I found out about solar practices. We don't give the solar game away for free on here. I'm pretty sure in the future somebody's going to take the master's information and give it away for free, which they shouldn't do. I can't answer that full question, but I would say the best way I can answer you. Now, if you call for a consultation, I'll give you a little bit more insight. But the best way I can tell you is to start sun gazing, right? Looking at the sun. And beyond that, that's not much I can say, fam, because I don't give advanced techniques away for free. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to know about the lunar body practice, which can develop your aura, I'll tell you exactly what you can do to develop that. I even gave stargazing rituals away in the last how to connect with uh, a specific star constellation for a specific reason, but I'm never going to talk about that in public. That was for the people who came to the lecture. Um, so that lecture is still on my website, KeoeMinistry.org, and you can actually learn how to. I'll talk about how to develop your silver body, which is nothing but a kind of making your aura go super saiyan. You look at it like that. But a more advanced version, and it also strengthens your astral form. I think that's one reason why my dreams and stuff really went to the next level. But solar gazing is like 10 times more powerful. So, and this is why I say I'm one of the teachers that show evidence of my spiritual growth. People saw the orbs back then. I didn't have entities popping up like I do now. But now those orbs, like I told people back then, they're nothing but entities looking through at you. They're parts of your higher selves and your multidimensional selves in those orbs looking at you. Right? They're starting to come through. And eventually they will turn into entities in your aura. You will see them. Now I have Buddhas with robes on in my aura. I've shown evidence of this. I have Zeta reptilians and ETs looking at me through my aura. And y'all seen videos and pictures of that. I love the music you're making. I listen to it all the time. Keep it coming. Thank you so much, Matilda Williams. I appreciate that. Definitely more music coming. Shout out to AI. For those who don't know, yes, it is AI music. I'm using a certain program, and there's a bunch of different ones out there, but I'm using a specific one to make my music. And I got to pay for it. It ain't cheap, but it does exactly what I want to do. All the music is written by me. You know what I'm saying? It's written. Also, you guys can go on Spotify, type in Brother Yosef, and all my music will pop up. All right. Somebody got the last carnelian medallion right before I was hurt. Yes, I understand. Give me a week or two, family. I was working on some today, actually. I will be putting on new carnelian medallions with the 42 letter name of God, which is the animal code, and also some solar mantras on the medallions. Coming very soon with the carnelian family. Thank y'all for your patience. I'm also trying to get on TikTok. with the TikTok store, so you guys can have more access easier. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people here on TikTok, so we'll see. Do you think crystals are a lot more powerful, fully worn around the neck? I love your teachings. Thank you. Uh, do you think crystals are a lot more powerful when fully worn around the neck? It doesn't make a difference whether you're holding it in your hand or you're standing next to it. If you're standing within 10 feet of a crystal, it's picking up on everything about you. It knows your name, and it can hear your thoughts. Crystals are computers. They absorb information and process it all the time. If you're at least 10 feet away from it, right? It's always absorbing and processing information. So if you put it on your neck, only thing it's going to be doing is what is the basic form of what it's meant to do. So let's say you have a rose quartz, which gives off a love frequency, very minimal love frequency. It can give off, right? You're going to have to really empower that stone and activate it to really make it work to its fullest potential. And you need to feed your crystals, right? Like I feed these gemstones inside this medallion, they're getting fed, right? I encoded words of power on the front of them, but the rest of the crystals in here are being fed. And for my Patreon members, y'all know what we do to feed the crystals. I told y'all before. So you need to feed your crystal. If you want to have if you have a crystal you wear every day, you're not feeding it. You know what I'm saying? I have a crystal that I keep close to me. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. I get this crystal pretty close to me. Y'all probably can't guess what it is, but it has a lot of power. It has a whole lot of power, but I keep it close to me to pick up on my energy while I'm doing things. I want it to read me, and then before I wear it, I always feed it. So I'm giving y'all some super game right now. If you ain't feeding your crystals, just take them off. Right? One of the easiest ways to feed your crystals, I told y'all this a long time ago, is put it on top of a book. Put it on top of a book. You can feed your crystals that way. And then there's more advanced ways to feed your crystals. Now, one of the best crystals to wear is a crystal that you ain't always got to clean. Make sure it's a crystal that you don't always got to clean. Like one of my favorites is citrine. Citrine is a crystal that you don't got to clean a lot. You never have to clean it. Selenite is another crystal that it's about a good 5 or 6, 7 crystals that you don't got to clean. Selenite is another crystal that you don't have to clean. It actually so powerful, it empowers other crystals. It charges other crystals, but you can't get it wet. You know what I'm saying? You can't get it wet. I told the guy that one time, I said, don't be wearing your crystals. He do construction. Don't be wearing your selenite on your shirt, bro. You sweating, and little by little, his crystals start getting smaller and smaller. It was literally melting away. If you put selenite in a glass bottle of water, it will be gone in the morning. You understand? It will melt. So you have to learn how to take. Then you have to understand there's some crystals that if you're not 100% right in your mind, you shouldn't be wearing them. But they're only going to make it worse. And if you're around negative people, you need to take certain crystals off because they're absorbing information from the negative people too. A stone that will block negative energy very well and also protect you is onyx. Onyx is a really good stone that can block negativity from other people. Hematite is good, but you can't get hematite wet. It will crack as well. It will break as well. But what's the other one? Shungite. Shungite is one that will keep your aura clean. So if you're looking for something that's going to clean your aura and keep your aura very clean, shungite can do that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to protect you. I'm saying if you have a tendency to pick up on negative frequencies or you're around negative, the shungite will keep your aura clean, just like it will keep water clean. Shungite is very good for cleaning plasma. If you want to keep the plasma in your body clean, you drink shungite water, it will clean I'm not a health professional, right? I do this for informational purposes. informational purposes only. Please do your own research. But if you drink shungite water, it will clean your body out, including your bloodstream. If you wear it on your body, it will clean your aura, which is your blood is plasma. So is your aura. Your aura is nothing but plasma. So it will clean plasma very well. Peace, brother Yosef. Congrats on everything. If the mind is all, how much power does someone else mind have over reality? Your mind has 100% power over your reality if you realize it. If you realize, see, I did a video that y'all need to go back and watch again called The Power of Realization. Everybody may not see these videos I'm doing now. Man, why he did that video, it's important. That's why. The power of realization, that's the key point of meditation. If you're meditating for 10 years and nothing happened, what kind of meditation are you doing? You're meditating wrong. Your meditation should be all about transformation. All about transformation. Right? So the point is to come to a realization. That's where change happens. So if you ever come to a realization about your reality, you just change your reality. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. All right. Have you ever listened to Dr. York's lectures? Of course. A lot back in the day. I needed this live today. Well, I hope it helps, family. My Patreon members, we're going to definitely get up tomorrow and do some talking. All right. I want to come on the YouTube family today and talk to them. What other prayers would you recommend other than the Gayatri mantra or the Anabacoic? I don't know who you are, Brandon. So I know some people just want to have access to information. And then I don't know if you know the Gayatri mantra and the Anabacoic yet. But there are literally hundreds of prayers and mantras you can speak. I just gave away a mantra that's, in my opinion, the most powerful mantra in the world. I just gave that away at the lecture that we just did. This is a lecture. This is a mantra that I say I think is the most powerful mantra in the world because of what it can do for humanity and yourself. Right? Hopefully nobody took that lightly at the events. But I think that's the most powerful mantra in the world. So there are tons of them. There are tons of them, family. And I could say at least 3 right now, but I don't know who you are. I don't know if you just, this is what I've learned about some people. Some people just want to gather information from you. And they never use it. So you have to show me that you know the Gayatri mantra and the Anabacoic, which are very easy to learn. And then we can talk about you know more. I like to hold people accountable. If you don't know, I'm that type of teacher. Some people don't like it when you hold them accountable, but I have to hold people accountable. I really want to see you grow. You want more prayers? Prove it to me. Show me that you know these prayers. And I got you. I got you. Always remember, a real man takes accountability. And I don't know you, Brandon. I'm not talking down to you. I'm just saying, like, because I don't know I'm just saying, this is for everybody watching this. A real man always takes accountability. Have you seen the movie Ilio yet? Most esoteric movie? No, but I want to. I want to see it so bad. Usually my daughter would have dragged me to the movies by now to see that. So eventually I am going to see it. I think it's out of the movie theater now, but I'm going to see it, family. My daughter has about 17 X's on her palm. How can my wife and I help cultivate her gifts? By training her little by little. The first thing I would tell you to do is get her into some type of honoring her ancestors. Right? That's always the basic foundation, is to teach your children about their ancestors. Right? Once you just get into the ancestor, get them into energy work. Mudras. My daughter it was mantras and mudras. Teaching our mantras and mudras was the number one thing because it was easier to do. But if you have the time, take them to a yoga class. So if your child has the understanding about the foundation, which is the ancestors, and they understand energy, they can apply that mindset to whatever else they have. And don't just put them in the energy, but teach them about energy. Start with like some Montauk Chia books, teach them about energy. Y'all know I talked about the trivium, right? Teach the children. Brother Yosef, can Ifa priests make real money appear? I saw the money lives live with my eyes. Well, apparently you know that question, family. Apparently you saw it happen. There are some very powerful Ifa priests out there. Very powerful. Absolutely. There are a lot of that are not real, but there are a lot that are real. My stepson GMA called CPS on me today because I'm not a traditional black person. I don't know if I understand that question. But I would say that you gotta do everything you can to protect your family. You gotta get your legal and your paperwork game up and do everything you can to protect your family. Wow. Is it possible having an actual partner? Because all my life I felt I was looking for someone, but sometimes I felt it's like she's guided me, and sometimes I in my dreams about a girl, but I had no control. I think I understand what you're saying, family. Can you have an actual lover or actual partner? Yes. Sometimes people you loved in past lives, their actual forms will follow you and still be with you in the astral plane. Absolutely. In my one of my astral forms, I have three wives. I've said this before many times, but yes, I have three wives in one of my astral forms. I'm very wealthy, right? And in this physical life, I do not want no three wives. I want one. I got one. That's all I want. But apparently, that's what it is in astral plane. But I know for a fact these women are from past lives. What is your spiritual opinion on joining the military? Shout out to I know some people that's in their spiritual DNA to be militant, and it's who they are. If you want to join the military, I'm not here to stop you. I wouldn't join. I had an option of joining when I was really young too, but I didn't join. But if you feel like you need to join, some people need to go get that out of their system. Then it's up to you, family. Started using your solar node symbol while reciting the Gayatri mantra. I then went back to the candle gazing and started seeing things in the flame. Yes, 100% true, family. Brother Yosef, don't play around. And don't be giving that away in public. That's a solar node I gave away that I created, that I gave away I think I gave it to my tribe. I gave it away to the Patreon members. Some of y'all take my stuff and put it up as y'all photos on like Facebook and Instagram. Don't do that, family. Brother Joseph, a lot of times when I'm in my house or outside, I see a shadow, like or bright, light humanoid or animal thing dashing by. It's time to do a spiritual cleansing in your house. That's what that represents, family. Every month, you should be doing a spiritual cleansing. You should not let a month go by without you putting something in the air or doing some type of um, Well, I do incantations. I do I spray stuff in the house. I burn stuff. You know, I do a lot of things. I was just in the I took a tribal member of mine. I hung out with a tribal member from Sweden. We me and another tribal member took this, him and his wife and his daughter out. Shout out to them, by the way. We took them out to their spiritual store in America. They're from Sweden. So we took them to the spiritual store, and when we walked in, the first thing I see is this I think the for those who in Houston, it might have been called Pixies and Tent. I think it was Pixies and Tent. I've never been here before. Our sister of mine who's from Houston took me and this family there. First thing I see when I walk in the door is I see a cauldron, humongous cauldron with a crystal. This, I ain't gonna lie, it's bigger than my head. Big uh, quartz crystal, clear quartz crystal, sitting in a pot with a bunch of stuff around it, right? And when I walk in, the pot was vibrating, right? I couldn't hear it, but I could see it vibrating. And I said, man, this is a very powerful grid. And I know what they were doing, by the way, everything was set up. Because they had other grids around it. And I could tell they've been doing some serious work on this one thing. But it was designed to keep away anything that's coming in there to hurt or steal or negative vibrations into this place. It's the first thing I see. This thing is vibrating. It was almost like a woo, 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 woo. It was kind of a weird vibration, but it was amazing. I said, that's a powerful pot right there. But shout out to the couple that comes from Sweden every year. I really appreciate them. We gave their baby the birth certificate, child birth certificate. We did a marriage ceremony for them on the land. So we married them on the land. They're the second couple we married in the tribe. They have their uh, tribal marriage certificates, and they're a good couple. They supportive all the way from across seas. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, that was real dope. Once again, I want to say thank you to all the tribal members that came. We had an excellent time. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely the best. That was definitely the best tribal event we had so far on the land, and we had a great metaphysical event with Return of the Great Old Ones. All right. So thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate y'all. Also, shout out to Brother Roger Martin for coming through. Shout out to Brother GJ once again for doing an excellent job teaching. Everybody who came through. I appreciate all y'all. I might be forgetting a few people. Don't get offended. Thank you all for coming out. Let me see. Is it supposed to be is there still supposed to be a shutdown? Apparently, yes. I think the shutdown's still going on. Yes, mental issue is pretending. Yeah, you'll be surprised, man. People who pretend. Let's see here. We'll look for a good one. If there is an immortal mind and immortal body, is there an immortal spirit, or would there simply be the soul? The soul, yes, there is an immortal spirit, family. Your spirit can be something that can live forever, even in the afterlife. There are some entities that have been in the astral plane for thousands of years as a spirit or astral body, which is a part of a spirit, a fragment of a spirit that is immortal. They don't die. Some of them beings have become gods. So yes. There's a such thing as an immortal spirit, family. He keeps it short when speaking on the left hand path because people do stuff unreasonably and say blame for it. Yes, I do keep it short when talking about the left hand path, which I could easily teach and blow people's minds with, but I don't teach it. You know what I mean? And my Patreon members have heard the stories of the people who come to me for help who have been exploring the left hand path. And I have to keep reminding people to go find a teacher. Go find a teacher that's going to actually teach you how to evolve on the left hand path. I'm not that guy. But people come because they start having mental issues. They start having recently a literal demon was messing with a person, and I had to show them what to do. Only reason I help the person, usually I tell them go find a priest or a shaman. Nothing I can do for you. But I felt so bad, the way this person approached me. I was kind of mad about it because they put me in a position to tug on my heartstrings. I couldn't leave this kid like that. So I had to help him. You know what I'm saying? But I told him don't call me again too. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever call me because I'm not the guy who tells you can fall back on when you feel like it. And I told you don't do it. You're going to have to suffer the consequences. So I want to be very clear. And I always say this. I ain't telling people don't mess with the left-hand path. I'm saying that if you built for it, do it the right way. Don't go playing with it. That's what I'm saying. Go find you a teacher. Don't ask me where the teacher's at because I can't tell you. And anything you do, right-hand path. I had known people who have lost their ever-loving mind on the right-hand path. Their ever-loving mind. They usually, I always tell people this. Usually when it gets really bad on the left-hand path, people usually develop physical sicknesses. They usually develop some type of physical sickness that takes them out of here. Usually. It can also be mental illness. But on the right-hand path, I've seen people lose their mind as well. There's always mental illness. If you absorb too much light too fast the wrong way, you will go insane. And I'm not joking. There's a video of a guy on YouTube who was playing with his Kundalini energy. And he said he was itching for 3 years straight. He couldn't stop itching. You know what I'm saying? And he finally ran into he was talking about suicide. He finally ran into the perfect guy who told him that his Kundalini was so overactive, it was burning up his aura. His aura was burning up. And that's what was making him itch. And I think the guy still couldn't help. All he could do was calm it down. He was able to turn the power down like 50%, which was a big relief for the guy. So I tell everybody, right-hand path, left-hand path, go slow, study, but also find you a teacher along the way. Brother Yosef has had teachers, right? I've had teachers. One of my biggest teachers, Dr. Gibson, had just retired. Before him, my teacher, Imam, who I'll talk about, who passed away. My teacher, Imam. I've had teachers, and I have another teacher right now who I don't talk about a lot. But I have teachers that teach me, and they correct me, and they hold me accountable when I do things wrong. Or when I talk too much, because they watch my YouTube videos. When I talk too much, they hold me accountable. And some people may say, well, man, why you got to be restricted on the information? Because there's some foolish people out here. Some of y'all don't know what it's like for a person to call you from a psych ward and say, Brother Yosef, I did and I'm in a psych ward. By taking basic information that you gave people and they took it to the moon. Nobody told them to do that. They just thought, oh, I think I'll times 10 this. But Brother Yosef told me, because I'm trying to bust my third eye open. Right? I'm trying to get power. I need power. So I'm going to times 10 what he told me to do. And I'm going to see what's going to happen. And then he end up in a psych ward. Some of y'all don't know how that feels. So you start realizing you got to be responsible. There's people crazy out here. People will hurt themselves. So you got to be responsible with the information you put out. I gave away some dragon information one time. I never told nobody this story. I gave away a dragon information one time, and a kid kept, how can I say this? He was dealing with the dragon in the wrong way and kept messing with the dragon. And every time this kid closed his eyes and go to sleep, the dragon roars at him like in a terrorizing way. Rawr, like with the teeth and everything. Like, get away from me. Now you want to call me. I didn't tell you to do all that extra stuff. Where you get all that extra stuff? Well, I just thought that I could do it. That's because you're trying to get power. Power don't work like that. Power comes as you build your vessel, which I'm trying my best to show y'all how to do. Build your vessel, and the power can come. Your higher self will come live in it. Can't say it enough. Some people wonder why I repeat that stuff, because I get phone calls from people overdoing it on the right-hand path and the left-hand path. And y'all don't know how that feels. Especially when somebody takes advantage of your information and does it the wrong way. It feels horrible. Because you didn't give them the wrong information. You thinking that they're responsible. Nope, they got to take it to times 10. I'm times 10 what you gave me. Why? I just want to grow faster. That's not how you grow faster, by time 10. You're going to start putting too much weight. You're going to hurt yourself. But I'll leave that alone. Does meditation help with depression? I'm a master at overcoming depression. It's a lot of things that can help with depression. The first of all, you ain't busy enough. If you're the one asking for you, if you're dealing with depression, family. If you're dealing with depression, I would say the first of all, you're not busy enough. You need to spend more time on your passion. You need to find a hobby and find something you love to do daily. A lot of times people fall into depression because they get into this stagnant mode and they just get stuck and they don't know what else to do. So usually depressed people who are depressed a lot, they're not busy enough. You can literally be too busy to be depressed. The depression ain't got time to slip in because you're busy. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, that works. Some people, depression can be overcome just by that, by making yourself more busy. You ain't busy enough. You ain't working on your dreams and your goals hard enough. I ain't talking about your job. I'm talking about your dreams and your goals. Let that tire you out daily. Because you keep working on your dreams and your goals, not work around it, work on it. You're gonna achieve what you're trying to achieve. The second thing is learning how to control your emotions. And that's what my problem was. I was overly emotional. I didn't understand how to control when I felt bad. I just went all the way with it to the point where it felt bad, to the point where I just want to take my life. All right. So those are the two main things I would say, family. Work on your feelings, and y'all know the book Help Me, Spiritual Growth by Sanaya Roman. What does it mean when your familiar dies or disappears? It just mean they died. There's nothing. You may have to get a new familiar. It happens, family. Besides absorbing sunlight, what else can we do to develop our gifts and abilities? You can develop your mind. Even the Bible told you, don't be conformed to the world, but be transformed by what? Your mind. So if you want to develop your gifting, I'm not lying to you. Of course I know how to do things I can't talk about. But at the end of the day, family, how did I get here? How am I so I can read a person like a book? Don't mean I don't make mistakes, because I believe in giving people a chance. I made mistakes when it come to people, because even though I see what the messed up part of them, I like to give people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you might give a person an opportunity to be in your life, right? Because you see the best in them. But I can still read people very well, and that gift developed in me from learning how to get my mind right. It just turned on one day. All my gifts just turned on one day. I didn't do no yoga. I worked on my chakras a little bit. But as this started to change and transform, the better I got with this, everything started turning on. Because I have a clear channel now. You see what I'm saying? The channel is clear. When before it wasn't clear. Hopefully this is helping y'all. I'm trying to make understanding understood. Some people don't want to believe that it's that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's really about getting your mind together. That's really what it's about, family. I'm going to give you all the chapters in this book. It's only $25, by the way. What is tribology? I'll go into that. What is glory? I'll talk about building your glory, which is building your aura. Radical honesty. Gratitude as a portal. Growing in light. And I actually give y'all a practice that I never talked about in none of my books. And I give y'all a spiritual practice in here to actually grow in light. Okay? Becoming an observer. Practice quantum timing. Loyalty is the foundation. Developing an indigenous mindset, which is we all need to develop. I got something here called marriage blessing. I may take that out. The marriage blessing. Because I do talk about family in there. And then the last part is the ancestors. Right? But the true last part is the principles of tribology. Right? Truth, awareness, purpose, gratitude, mindfulness, loyalty, integrity, and the ancestors. And I go into that so you guys can understand what that is. That's a basic foundation to help you transform your mind, from my perspective. Everybody needs a mind change. It's the only reason why we struggle with anything. You just didn't get your mind right about it yet. If you struggle with money, you just need to realize something about money you ain't realized yet. If you struggle with your health, it's really something that you ain't realized yet. Right? I push good health, exercise. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm not an expert on that. I recommend everybody. But don't you know you can be healthy by your vibrations? You can be healthy just for your vibrations. I'm not telling you to depend solely on that. Yes, exercise, eat healthy. But some people literally get sick because they got a messed up mind. They put themselves into a stroke or a heart attack because their mind is bad. You got to think about that. If you struggle with relationships, it might be your mind. You're looking for, give me a good ritual to get me a love of my life. You don't need a new ritual. You need to fix your mind. Give me a wealth ritual. You don't need a wealth ritual. You need to fix your mind. Well, I tell a story all the time. My baby girl was born, and I looked her in the eyes in 2015. It broke me. The all part of me that said that I didn't want to, I don't care about money, all that stuff I used to say, it all vanished. I started studying money. I started studying investing. I started studying finances. Nobody told me where to go to look for this stuff. I just started studying it, reading up books, watching YouTube videos, so I could learn how to invest. And the one thing I'll tell people is that I got so good with investing in REITs until it pretty much could pay my bills. Real estate investment trust, for those who don't know, that pretty much guarantees dividends. I'm not a financial expert. I'm just telling y'all what I know, right? I was purchasing so many REITs. It could be life-changing. Once I understood that it was an investment I could make that's going to give me a every quarter or every month, I'm going to get some type of what? I started investing. And I started learning certain words about investing. All right? Got into a little bit of real estate. Did all that through studying. I had to get my mind together. I didn't need no rituals. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's all about the mind. You want to develop a light body? It takes a certain type of mindset. Those who know how to look at the sun in the correct way, they know you got to have a mindset. Can't put on a mask. And yes, you could make and some, in the response to that is the sun blinks, right? But the master teacher warned about people who don't got their mind together. You can develop a negative solar body, and the sun will still blink for you. You can develop a negative solar body, and the sun will still blink for you. I know people that practice left-hand path that do sun gazing. So if you put on a mask and you hiding thinking because you make the sun blink or something big, you could be developing a negative solar body if your mind not right. Just telling y'all what it is. So getting your mind together is everything. Can't play with the spirit like that. It knows when you're not right. So when we get our minds together, we can transform. We can evolve. Just by having your mind right, you can go to a heaven state when you die. Just from getting your mind together on a high vibration. Yes. And guess what? It's the reverse too. You can go to a hell state if your mind is not in a good place when you pass away. It works both ways. Shout out to brother Travis Magus. I met him years ago, and brother Travis said something very powerful. I have to give him credit for this. He said something that is 100% true. The mind is not all. The God mind is all. The mind is not all. It's the God mind. That's all. So what does that mean? A human being mind can only manifest so much. But once you learn the correct morals and principles, you start acting divine, and you live like a God. You can develop what a God wants and needs with a God mind. Gods don't suffer. Gods don't have financial issues. Gods don't have health issues. In their reality. So I'm not trying to say put nobody up on a pedestal. I'm just trying to say that we must develop the God mind to manifest the life we want. Some people say, I want to be immortal, Brother Yosef. I want to live forever. Fine, you can develop that with the right mindset. I put y'all on to the brother who's out here breatharian. He out here living with no food and no water. That man has the potential to live for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. I don't want to be here for thousands of years. Let me see some grandbabies. I'm ready to go to the next dimension. I'm different. You know what I mean? I ain't got trying to be on Earth for thousands of years. Maybe some of y'all want to be. I'm trying to get to the next dimension. Whatever you want, you can develop it, family, with the God mind or the mystical mind. All right. I love you guys. I'm about to get ready to get out of here. Hope this helps you guys tonight. It helped you guys think. Because y'all got to start getting your mind together, because it's about to be a whole nother level of teaching I'm about to come with. If you're ready for it. Ain't nobody holding people accountable like that spiritually. I'm here to hold people accountable because I hold myself accountable. And anybody around me, my tribal members, my friends, they'll tell you I live what I say. My real friends, they'll tell you I live what I say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to help y'all evolve. I don't have to prove to y'all that I'm evolving. You've seen the evidence. I don't show y'all everything, but what I show y'all, I show y'all. And I want everybody to experience it. But it's going to take changing this. Not just give me a spell, Brother Yosef, give me a spell. I can't do that if I care about you. You can get some spells from me. I'm going to give you a spell every now and then. But I want to know how your process is going. What's up with your spiritual growth? All right? We all trying to get out of here. Let's get off this planet. Let's never come back. I ain't never coming back. You understand? I know that I made it out of here and I came back to help. I'm sorry if I hear people crying again. I ain't coming back. I had enough of this place. You know what I'm saying? So whoever want to come on. We out of here. But I'm trying to tell y'all what it's gonna take. It's gonna take is transform your mind. Some people may call you goofy for that. They may say you weak, you soft. It's okay. Words are words. Let's transform ourselves, and in return, we transform the world around us. Nothing wrong with that. Let's be divine, family. Let's be divine. And we're going to get deeper into that in the next video. All right. For my Patreon member, somebody said adultery makes you come back. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about. If adultery makes you come back, then people got to start reading the Bible. Because Yahweh or Jehovah or the God that Abraham worshiped in Ur and Chaldea, you know, he brought the gods of his fathers, which all have idols to this day. They're all made. They all have graven images. It's a fact. Historically, there's pictures of Yahweh. There's pictures of the God El. There's pictures of the God Yahweh. There's pictures of the God Jehovah. What are you talking about? Right? What are you talking about? That's called totemism. For those who don't know, totemism. Totemism is one of the oldest spiritual practices in the world, if not the oldest. Right? But people who only study one book, they think they understand, and you can't even waste your time arguing with them people. I thank God that I'm not a debater. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not lying. Go look it up for yourself if you're not scared to research it. Abraham came from the land of Ur and Chaldea. They have those gods that were in that era. They have pictures of them, graven images. But that same God tell you don't make no graven image. He's what you call a jealous God. That's why he said that. A jealous God. He told you, I'm jealous. And then you piss him off, he kill your whole family, kill a whole town. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So to Patreon members, we'll get up tonight. I mean tomorrow. We're gonna chat. Right? And we're gonna make it do what it do, family. Right? But shout out to the Christians. You know what I'm saying? One of y'all or Hebrew Israelites, one of y'all come on here every now and then. And, you know, Muslims never mess with me. The Muslims ain't got nothing to say. Shout out to the Muslims, the people who practice Islam. But the Christians and the Hebrews, they always got something to say to me. And it is what it is, family. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, though. May y'all have a great week. You guys have a great week. And I will talk to y'all the next one. All right? Peace and love, family. Peace and love.